Hey, we are back. Boy, I don't know what happened there, but
we crashed.
We crashed hard. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a...
we were having too much fun on our end.
No, I just was trying to find that track for Dale Schroeder, and I don't know what happened. But it seems to be working fine now. Hopefully it does. Let's see. Are we back? Let's see. Am I back? Yep. Yep, we should be. Just now on Twitter, we're back. We're going to go back here and see. Yeah.
Give us a shout out. If
give us
anybody here.
Yep. And we're back. I don't know. There it is. There's
nice.
one.
Thank
Who is
you,
that? Jason Suchich. Yeah, I hear you now. Sorry, I don't know. My computer just quit. Nothing I did.
It drug down and died on the floor.
Right. Well, we got a couple minutes. Oh, yeah. So, lots of, I know I promised you 11 fuel mistakes, but the women of racing, right? This is what we were going to talk about here. And so, it says here, racers in general don't, and P1, racers aren't typically romantic. Do you buy that?
I disagree.
I do too.
Sometimes we're
I would like to think that I would like to think that I am.
I love my race car.
I think sometimes we're just a little preoccupied.
Right. Well, so I've got a list of things for you to do that was some suggestions, basically. For the guys, tell your woman in your life in advance the races you're going to run. So you keep surprises to a minimum. Try to do at least one special thing a week for her, such as leave a card on her pillow, making something nice, do
your chores,
or leaving a nice message on her voicemail at work. When you get home and she starts bringing up to speed on the news of the day and what happened, stop what you're doing and spend some time listening to her.
Seem interested.
She's probably happy to see you after a long day, and it's a good way to wind down. If you have kids, be sure you spend quality time with them and her. And if you win a race, make a point of seeking out the woman in your life and share the victory with her.
Absolutely.
Right? Do the work around the house to maintain it, like yard work, carpentry, and so on, or pay somebody to do it. Don't race above your means all the time. You can do it sometimes, but if you always do it, most likely, eventually you won't have to worry about her.
Or the house.
Very true.
Make sure you got a big enough trailer to live in.
Now, this is straight. This is straight from the women. Guys, don't take a woman to the racetrack for your first, second, or third date. When you do take a woman to the racetrack, don't leave her with your buddies and go off and hang out with other racers. Introduce her to everybody. Bring her in on the conversations. Take pictures with her and give them to her later on. And if you're racing, no matter what happens, leave it at the racetrack when you get in that truck to go home. Have her sit next to you and spend some time talking on the road. Agree?
I agree.
Ideas for the women. Support your man in special ways. Put tariffs on his helmet for the next heat. Make her buy him some special treats to eat at the track and so on. Don't make chassis adjustments before the main event, or suggestions before the main event. Meet other women at the track so that you can hang out when the men get preoccupied with the heat of the competition. Let your man take care of you. Ask him to get a chair out for you. If he doesn't do it right away. We men are a little dense about things like this, but if you just give us some suggestions, we'll jump right in. I don't know about all that. While he may be busy with a lot of racing, be thankful he's spending a little time doing something relatively constructive and you know where he's at. Think of all the women that would like that from their man. And there we go. We'll finish this out here in a bit. What is going on, Devon West? Your favorite drivers and people of interest in the motorsports world. It's time for In the Seat, powered by Blue Line Graphics. Hey, man, this guy is a wheel legend. No, wait, I just did that wrong. He's a legend wheel. I'm just kidding. His name is Devon West. What's going on, Devon?
In the off-season, going to the banquet.
Yep. Well, you know what I'm going to do? Jeffrey got you hooked up, so I'm going to let him kind of roll with it from here. Does that sound good?
Sounds good to me.
All right. So, everybody, welcome our guest, Mr. Devon West.
Hello.
Hey, Devon, how's the? Let's start out with how was your bull ring experience?
Oh, that was an amazing experience. It was awesome to go down there on the Vegas my second time. First with Legends, of course, and the race with some of the best in the nation.
That race looked like what was there? How many cars was in your class?
I believe 40 to 50 showed up. There were 28 in the main event. Yeah.
And if I remember what your dad said, right by that race down there, you ended up with the Washington State Championship.
I believe so. We were first out of everybody from the Pacific Northwest and second from America.
Cool. Yeah, that was. I watched your GoPro video, and I tell you what, I was something that, like I told your dad, I didn't realize is how hard them cars look like they are to drive.
Yeah, they have a lot of power for how small they are, so throttle response is pretty amazing. And then with the smaller gears we ran down there, it was come off the throttle or come off the corner, you were full throttle. So they hook up and go, but they're very twitchy.
Yeah, that was what I was noticing. They were just unbelievably twitchy there. So how would you rate your experience at the bull ring?
I'd say it was probably 10 out of 10. I mean, I think the facility down there is just absolutely unbelievable. The people down there are amazing. The weather, of course, is great. And I think I enjoyed the track once I got used to it. It's different, but I think once I ran a few laps on it after the first day, I really started to come to it a little bit.
Well, let's go back to you and when you were timing in. If I remember right, after the first day, you guys were you kind of struggling along. You was, half a second off?
Yeah, we were running 17.3s and leaders run about 16.7s. So I think we were sitting 20th around there anyways in the first day.
And then you started to work, trying to figure out why.
Yeah, after that we started to adjust the car. I started learning the track, and that was the big thing. So we started picking up a few tenths here and there. Before we knew it, we were sitting top 10 and only 10th off the leader. So.
Yeah, I was like I say, and watching your GoPro by, towards the end of the race there, you were within, as far as I was concerned, within striking distance.
I thought so. I mean, I feel like in the race we had one of the fastest cars, if not the fastest car, and I feel like I put myself in position to be able to win the race until a late restart kind of messed us up. I mean, we had a good shot one of the restarts, but then we had another caution. And on that restart, I missed a shift, unfortunately, losing about 3 spots. But other than that, I feel like we had a really good shot to win.
Hey, Devon, I just want to ask you said back earlier a little bit, you said, the track was a little different. What was different about it? Was it bigger than what you're used to running on, or what was so different about it?
It wasn't much bigger. It was definitely a lot faster than something around Washington, I feel like. I mean, other than Yakima, but it's a really weird track. There's a lot of momentum playing in a part of it. You don't use a whole lot of brakes, but then you try and get back in throttle as soon as you can and just try and carry momentum off the corner. And if you can get off the corner with good throttle, then you can pretty much pass anybody on the back straightaway, race them down into 3.
Wow. And how many cars were there?
28 in Maine. I think 40 showed up.
Wow.
Nice class.
Boy, that's really, yeah. Now, how about tires? I mean, do you have to qualify what you run on, or do you have to race what you qualify on, or how does that work?
Yeah, so pretty much when practice is going on, you can run whatever you want. Then when qualifying comes around, you go out, you run your qualifying laps, and you come in, and they'll mark your tires, and then those tires that they run, you have to run them for the remaining practice and the main. But fortunately down there, it's the track's pretty good on tires, better than somewhere like South Sound or Wenatchee, Monroe, something like that. So you were able to run one set of tires pretty easily.
Now those you still run your, like what I seen where you run your scuffs or your fastest tires. I mean,
yeah. So we'd scuff them over at South Sound or some track back in Washington when we had the chance. So then when we went down there, we had scuffed tires because less tread they have on them, the faster they are. So we ran those down there and first ran one set, while other guys they'd run other tires, but we stuck to our scuffs.
It just amazes me though when you go a new set of tires are slower than I tell you, we're hanging out with you there at South Sound. It was really kind of, I start watching it when you were scuffing that one set in and going, man, this is amazing.
Yeah, I'm not sure what makes them slower, but I know when you first buy them, you get them cut down to however many races you want them to last. And I think when there's more tread on them, the tread tends to lean over and it's more soft and just doesn't really grip up like most cars would want them to.
Well, it's like Yao said, it's a heavier tire, so the roll speed's different, right? I mean, is that like a Hoosier Comanche or what is that?
We run Federals, but yeah.
But they've got like a zigzag kind of tread pattern on them.
Yeah, it's just a street tire.
They're out of street tire.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, then, so what kind of adjustments did you make to the car to pick yourself up down there?
Quite a bit. When we played up in Washington, we're pretty fast in most tracks. Don't have to do a whole lot, but down there we played with our springs, bump, all stuff in the front end, whatever really could. I mean, anything that really helped. I mean, we put a 300 spring in the car, and that really seemed to help. But anything that just sort of like seemed to, a lot of different stuff than you would have washed.
Well, that's the fun of going out of town. But sounds like you kind of had to work pretty hard on that deal.
You did. There was a lot of stuff, like I said, that we wouldn't have thought we would have needed, the car would have wanted, but it seemed to help. And so, I mean, we were able to be one of the fastest down there. So.
So let's come back to Washington now. How many races did you win at South Sound this year?
I believe we have about 13 races at South Sound. I managed to pick up 10 wins, I believe, so I was pretty happy with how the season went. I think we the class of the field all year.
Well, to be honest with you, after Wenatchee, I was surprised to see you back the next week, to be honest with you. That was a hard hit.
Yeah, Wenatchee was a bummer. I like Wenatchee a lot, and it was the second time there. So for us to go out there and be able to compete for the win in that race and then get taken out on a pretty big wreck really was a bummer, and we weren't sure what the timetable was for the car. So we actually got it back home and saw that it wasn't as bad as we thought it was, so we were able to get back out and be pretty fortunate.
Well, I know when my wife and I walked down there, you had an awful long face besides hurting, and when I looked at it, I thought, oh wow, this sucks.
Yeah, my knee was pretty swollen that night once we went to bed, and it was not fun. I mean, that was probably the hardest wreck I've had. So to be able to have to drive back for a 4-hour drive, not really knowing what you have, and sit in the trailer, and with the swollen knee, it was it was a long trip.
Yeah, well, we were over there. Terry happened right in front of us, and with Kinsbaugh's car going flying through the air, it was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, that was a freak deal. I think there were just too many cars on the track. I mean, the lap car slowed in front of me, and I swung out, and he was just happening to go by that exact moment. So I think we just locked tires and sent him flying and spun me around, and I got hit head on. So I don't think it was anybody's real fault, but definitely a freak accident.
Yeah, guy don't like to see those.
So Devon, what's your plans? Are you wanting to go late model racing someday, or what's your racing plans?
For next year, we're gonna stick with Legends. We're gonna tour around the CRL, Roseburg, Wenatchee, Yakima, all those places. We're going to stray a little farther away from South Sound and do a few races at South Sound. As far as late models go, we're not really sure. We don't have the funds to do that. I mean, I'd have to get a ride. I'd have to get some more sponsors like that.
Right, but I mean,
At
is that
South
the
Sound,
way you're going? Is that what you want to do? Is eventually move up to that, or are you happy running your Legend?
I feel pretty happy running Legends. I feel like we have a pretty good feel of them. We're one of the fastest in Pacific Northwest right now, so I'd like to stick with Legends right now. I think if I want to go as far as I can, late models are the way to go in the future, but not next year.
Right, and you're very true on that for sure. Late models is the way to go. Any big plans to go like back east? How big are they back east?
They're pretty big. They have even like Las Vegas that showed it off. Some of those guys from back east have some NASCAR type haulers, and those guys are big deals. So I'd like to be able to go back to nationals. I think it's somewhere on the East Coast, but I think that's a stretch. I think we just need to sort of get through next year and get through CRL first.
Right. How about help? Who do you have for help? Do you have any sponsors?
Yeah, we have Effective Web Solutions, Washington Cedar Supply. Those guys are big help. That's part of the reason, one of the main reasons we were able to go down to Las Vegas and be competitive and really get my name out there.
Man, dude, that's awesome. That's really awesome.
Did you happen to see the video that Caden's people had took from the stands?
Oh, I haven't seen that video. I've seen a few videos on YouTube. But I mean, I think that's also another thing is Caden was right behind me for a lot of it until
I thought
Caden, but
you two were headed to the front together there. I'm watching that and I'm going, all right, this is good. Then all of a sudden, I don't know, like he got loose coming out of 1 or 2 there, and it kind of washed up, and guys started getting under him, and then he started really driving then, and I think that's what got him.
Yeah, I was watching my mirror a little bit because he was holding me out quite a bit underneath guys coming off of 2, pushing me down the straightaway. So I was hoping that maybe 2 guys from Washington get up there and start battling for the lead, really show them that we can compete from back here in Washington. But unfortunately, I think I might have got tagged.
Yeah, he did end up.
From the track.
Yeah. Well, you got tagged too on the first lap, didn't you?
Yeah, very first lap, I just tried to shove my way down, got off 4, and I'm not sure what happened to everybody else in front of me checked up, and so when I checked up, I got ran over and it tore the bumper off, and it was a mess in the very beginning.
So who's your crew chief? Is it your dad the crew chiefs for you?
Yeah, my dad crew chiefs for me. He's done it since I started. He's unbelievable help. He's probably one of the smartest people I know when it comes to these things, so I can't really do it without him.
So you give him input and he makes the decisions, or are you involved in that process saying, hey, I think we need to do that, and then he argues why you don't, or do you just tell him what it's doing and he makes an adjustment?
I think it's a little bit of both. I really pride myself on figuring out the track and figuring out what the car might need, and I think he's pretty good at watching and figure out what it might need. So I think when I come back in, we both I tell him what the car's doing, what I feel, and he tells me what he sees the car's doing. And so we'll start bouncing stuff off each other and what we might want to do to the car, and we just try stuff from there and see what works.
Now you're onto something then, because that to me that's always something that's very important. The driver isn't just a driver. He understands what he's got under him and can convey that to his crew chief. That's huge. So that's a great combination you and your dad got then, if you guys can both do that and bounce stuff back and forth rather than just telling him, it doesn't work in the corner, Dad. It just doesn't work. If you can convey the rest of it to him, that's awesome. That's half the battle right there.
Yeah, I'd say so. I think if I go out there and I just start running some slow lap times and the car's not good and I come back in, I just say it's drunk. That doesn't help him out at all. It's really hard to tell what a car's doing by just looking at it. So I try and pride myself on figuring out what the car's doing, where the balance of it is, and what really needs work and where we can pick up speed. Because at that point, I think he knows what he's doing and he can tell me what I might need.
Well, too, and and the credit kind of comes too with him is, how many championships did your dad win? One I know for one at South Sound for sure, and a few down on the dirt at Elma. So he's had some seat time, so that does help too.
Yeah, I'm one of the best when it comes to actual setups and figuring out what exactly to do to the car. I think that's where he comes in, and he's pretty good at that. I think he knows what he's doing for sure.
Well, yeah, and I enjoyed the couple times that I stopped in at South Sound and hung out with you guys. I liked watching you two because you work so well together. There's no bickering back and forth, and I see so much of that, especially when it's father son. It sometimes becomes bickering matches, and I just don't like that.
Yeah,
Well, this is my 11th year racing, I think, and all 11 years I've had him as my crew chief per se. So I think we've had our moments, but I think overall we're probably one of the best teams we could have. So I think I'm pretty proud with how well we communicate and how well we can set up a car. Because a lot of these guys have help that they pay to come in and set up cars, whereas it's just us, and I feel like we do a pretty good job.
Yeah, oh yeah, you do that. And so you said 11th year, so you start in quarter midgets?
Yeah, I started quarter midgets when I was 5 years old. I did that for a long time at Elma for about 3 years. Then I went to a regional in quarter midgets where I ran the region, won 4 championships there. Then, fortunately, like I said, it was my second time to Vegas, so I went there in quarter midgets for Vegas for the Nationals and got second place there. So then this is my 3rd year running Legends.
Wow, impressive. So when you're out on the track, are you a mark guy? Do you pick something in the corners that you try and hit each time, or is it timing? What is it with you that gets you into the corner?
It's a weird thing for me. I don't really before a race, before I run a new track, I try to watch videos and see what other guys are doing, and I'll set marks myself, and I'll go on the track and I'll look at them. But I usually stray away from them a little bit. It's more of a feel thing. I just feel like if I get in the corner good, I get in the corner good, and I know it pretty much.
That's a sign of a good driver, though. That's why I was asking. Some guys can just pick a mark and try and hit it and try and hit it and try and hit it, and they don't have that feel. So that's good. I mean, you've got all the signs of a great racer. If you stick with it, and of course can find the sponsorship, you're gonna go places. That's for sure. You've got a good background, a good feel for it. The seat of the pants thing is something that not everybody has. So. To be able to have the seat of the pants and tell what your car is doing, or at least convey some of the information, man, you got some good stuff there.
Yeah, thank you. I really hope we can get as far as we can with some sponsors, especially sponsors we have now. Again, I want to thank Effective Web Solutions and Washington Siege Supply, and of course my dad. And I think they're the ones I've gone to this point. Hopefully I can get even farther and go as far as I can. I mean, I don't want to stop. I love doing this, and I don't want it to end anytime soon.
Don't blame you there. What any admirations of just going to Elma and racing down there?
We thought about that, and that was even consideration for next year to go down there and run a modified. But I think as of now, I'm seeing asphalt just because it's been I don't even know how many years since I ran dirt. So maybe one day.
Other than your dad, who's your mentor? Who do you inspire to be like?
That's a hard question. I think most people in my family are familiar with racing and have raced, but I think if I had to answer that question, probably my grandpa.
Oh,
my dad's dad.
So you're third generation then?
I am. He raced over at Elma at the old track, and he's actually in the Hall of Fame now over there. So I'd really love to be able to do what he's done with his career.
Nice. That's good to know. Well, good to you then. Third generation, and you actually inherited most of what your forefathers had. So that's even better.
Yeah, I appreciate that, and it has been pretty good, pretty big steps to fill, figuring that both those guys have been pretty good at what they do. So pretty fortunate to be able to go out there and win as much as I do and be as successful as I am.
Well, and it's saying something, too, to go all the way down to Vegas and do as well as you did down there. You've been there before, but not in this car?
Yeah, I've been down there once in 2013 for quarter midgets, where we got second down there, and Of course, this is my first time Legends going to Vegas, and it's a different track, a lot bigger track. But I feel pretty good about how we did, running 4th place in the nation at least.
Heck yeah.
I'm trying to think of your dad posted something there on Facebook was when you guys pulled into tech. They want to know where you guys came from.
Yeah, they were all. I mean, you don't see a whole lot of people from Washington. A lot of them are from the East Coast, like North Carolina or even Texas. Some of that, especially California as well. So a Washington guy to get down there and run as well as we did was pretty impressive, I think, and it really showed them what we can do.
Yeah, like I said, when I seen that, I just started laughing. I said, "Oh, they don't know you."
Yeah, for sure. They don't really know how we drive either. I think you can definitely tell the style difference between someone like me and someone from the East Coast. I'm a lot more laid back. I'm a little more patient with my moves, and if I see a hole, I'll take it, but I don't really try and push anybody around.
Good on you.
It's also hard on equipment.
Yeah, it is. Very hard.
Well, let's see here. What was there was one other question I really wanted to ask you, and I forgot it. I left all my notes at home. I had a rough. I'm getting ready to have my knee replaced, and everything's going crazy. So, well, I guess Terry, you got anything else you'd like to talk to the young man about?
No, you've been killing it, man. I think he's been doing. I mean, you can roll, buddy. I mean, you're half of the battle. I think is being able to make quality decisions while you're out there on the racetrack, and you seem to do that. You don't really panic, and you understand sometimes all you are is a 3rd place car, right? And that's as good as it's going to get. I mean, and I think that is huge, and a lot of guys don't have that. They're always trying to force the issue or whatever.
I'm pretty proud of my ability to weave through traffic and realize what I have. Because, I mean, if you go out there and wreck, you have another opportunity to go out there and win, and that's really what I want to be able to have any and every opportunity I have to win. So if I can weave my way through traffic as patient as I can, maybe even the last car soon, that's what matters. So I think I'm pretty happy with how I'm able to get the traffic and keep my car in one piece, because that's what matters the most, I think.
Absolutely. And where's your shop at?
It's at my house. I mean, we worked out of my garage for a long time.
And where's your house at? Is it in Tenino?
Shell in Washington.
Oh, Shell. Okay. Because we were talking. Jeff and I have been talking about getting over there and maybe doing an interview with you. That we can post on Facebook or do it Facebook Live or something where we come to your shop and do it. I think that'd be really cool. Yeah,
that'd be awesome. I'd love to have you guys over. We have a pretty cool bar set up in the shop too. Real, a pretty good video.
Oh, a bar? How'd you know we like that?
Yeah. We'll get Chris and Alan and we'll have the whole crew there. We'll get a route.
That'd be awesome. I love that.
Get a big squad going.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
Well, good deal. Well, hey, thanks for being a part of the show. And I got a couple questions for you. I'm just going to do these off the top of my head, but we're going to do the quick 5. I'm just going to ask you 5 questions, and you're just going to give me the first thing that comes to your head, okay?
All right. Sounds good.
All right. Gas or alcohol?
Gas.
Goodyear or Hoosier?
Hoosier.
Suzuki or Kawasaki?
Kawasaki.
Pizza or popcorn?
Definitely pizza.
Hamburger or hot dog?
Oh, I'm definitely a hamburger guy. Hamburgers are awesome.
Coke or Pepsi?
I don't drink pop, but if I did, I'd probably say Pepsi.
Okay, Gatorade or Powerade?
Powerade.
And lastly, off of turn 4, side by side, for the Legends Championship, who would win? George Jetson or Barney Rubble?
I'm honestly, I don't really know any of those guys. I'm old enough.
I knew that was going to come up.
Wow. Okay, let me see. Off of turn 4, who would what cartoons would you? Who's the short little scientist guy?
I don't even know who that is.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, the new guy is a little short. You know, they got the. Oh boy, I don't
You
even
should
see
have done a
cartoons.
Fast and Furious.
Huh?
Should have done a Fast and Furious.
Okay, do it. What's the question?
I don't know any of those.
Fast
guys.
and Furious. Go ahead.
I'm
Who's
just-
the character?
I'm just telling you. Diesel or James.
Probably go James.
Yeah, all right, fine. I would have went Diesel, but that's all right.
Chevy or Ford?
Chevy.
Right on.
Okay, we're good then.
We're good.
You made the grade.
You pass with flying colors.
Sweet, I'm pretty happy with that.
Right on, man. Well, hey, I'm gonna have Jeff get a hold of you. We'll set up a time to get out there to your shop, and we'll do something. Even if it probably won't be a Wednesday, it'll probably just be we'll go out there and do it so we can get the film and then get edited and get going on it.
All right, sounds good. Thank you guys for having me out.
Oh.
Having me on the show.
Oh man, thank you for being a part of it and keep up the hard work, man. It never goes unrewarded. I'll tell you that much.
I will. Thank you.
All right, Devin. Thanks a lot, man.
Yep. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Nice kid.
Yep.
Quality kid. Well spoken.
Well spoken. And
Right, Lip?
Yeah, definitely. I was waiting for the boxer and brief thing, but you didn't pull it through.
I didn't.
I didn't want to
the
tip
wheel.
you off.
The wheels have been wobbling. No, it's been actually pretty good tonight, other than the stupid computer. But anyway, we're back and at it. Boy, we're almost out of time. Thanks to my lovely computer. My last thing on the women deal, and then we'll get out of here. Understand racing is an addiction that all racers think about all the time. They can't help it. Once again, though, I would think women would find this better than a man who constantly thinks and acts on other stuff, such as getting with another woman. Don't be afraid to be feminine at the track. Dress nice, stay clean. We men appreciate beautiful women, and for the most part are gentlemen about it. We look in awe, not disgust. Revel in your beauty, and we'll gladly enjoy it. And lastly, know that cat fights are good comedy for the racers, but probably won't attract too many men to your camp.
No.
Nope. That's it. That's how you stay married and go racing. I think the number one thing was just the first one. Give the schedule in advance of the events you're going to.
That's very helpful.
And then it eliminates any surprises. She can plan, and family reunions can happen, and so on and so forth.
I gave Devin's dad a real quick text and told him thank you, and he says thank you guys for all you do for racing and the racers.
Hey, that's awesome.
We appreciate it.
Yeah, man. We appreciate you, Mr. West. And, boy, he is a well-spoken kid. It's no wonder he makes such good decisions.
Definitely.
With that, next week, what are we going to have? Next week, we have got...
It's not me.
That's from Oklahoma. I don't know who that was.
Chizzy.
No. I don't think. Next week we'll finish with the 11 common mistakes when you're setting up a fuel system. We'll go with that. I've got tech tips for the traveling local racer, and we've got a special kind of guest, a little bit different than normal. Junior Brookover hooked us up with that. He's a monster truck guy. Mike Welsh is going to be with us, so that should be interesting. He was kind of one of the originators of it. Everybody knows Gravedigger and all that stuff, but he's one of the originators. He's built over 20 of these trucks, and it seems like a super nice guy. And so I'm going to. I talked to him here a couple weeks ago, got him hooked up, so he'll be on the show. Our Blue Line Graphics in the Seat guest. And we'll find out about Gravedigger and all the cool stuff from monster trucks. I've got some questions for him. See what his answers are to that. But what about you? What are you going to have? You're not here next week.
What am I going to have?
You're done.
It's called oxycodone and
yes, ice. Caesar salad. I know. Lip, are you going to have anything?
Well, we'll just see what time I got left. I still got my list of what's wrong, so there's always that.
Good deal.
So we'll see. We'll see what time's left. I know that the 4th is the first flat cart race at Salem.
Yeah,
so we've got probably some stuff for Sausage to address.
And I kind of blew it on that. Listen to this. Here's how it goes. The Friday night is 6 to 9, $30, $5 pit passes, and it's open practice. On Saturday, they're going to practice from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. 11 to 1:30 will be beginners only. If you're brand new, never been in a kart, no experience, that's you. If you're slow and you don't go fast, that's not you. It's brand new racers. 11 to 1:30. 1:30 to 4:30, it'll be the cars, the dwarfs, the Pro 4s, the mini stocks, the midgets, so on and so forth. 4:15 to 7:15, flat track bikes. 7:15 to 10, speedway guys and cage carts. $30 per driver, $10 pit pass. Here's what you need to know. They've added a TT to the Salem Speedway. And it's just off of turn 2. Goes back into the infield a little bit and back around and then back into turn 3. They're going to try it for the motorcycles. So we'll see how that works. This year at Salem Speedway, LO 206 will be light and heavy only. 330, 380, no sumo. And then they've got a junior sprint class where the racers don't have to pay, but they're going to get payback. Voodoo chassis, pick and pull, Row52.com and THR Industrial all put up the money to pay all the entry fees for any junior sprints that want to run at Salem. And they're still going to have a purse. So, that's what's going to happen tomorrow, or this weekend. Friday night, regular practice, open. Bikes, cars, carts, everything, 6 to 9. Saturday, it's broke down. So, hope to see everybody there.
There you have it. Lay some rubber down, folks.
Amen. And with that, we'll be back next week. We got a monster truck driver. Our Blue Line Graphics in the C380 is sumo, in my humble opinion. 430 is sumo.
I agree with you, Mr. Bridges.
Right? That's what it used to be. So, anyway, hopefully everybody goes and shows up and supports this thing. I'll be there, clowning around. I'm gonna instead of building a new one, we're gonna just kind of redo the old shack. So I'll be there clowning around with that. Got to put a door in and whatever. So, if you want to help with that, come on down. Can always for sure use that. And Jason Suchich, thanks, man. Good talking to you today. Thanks to everybody that tuned in. Sorry we had those technical difficulties. I don't even know what happened with that. So, might be time to get another computer. So, another one. Lippy, you got anything, buddy?
Nope. See you next week.
All right. We'll see everybody next week. Take care. Racing. It's preparation. It's focus. It's attention to detail. And when you try to take shortcuts, it shows. At Speed City, Southern Oregon's karting headquarters, distributor for Ultramax, Legend, QRC, Bell helmets, and K1 race gear, they don't roll like that. Speed City is committed to roll the way champions roll by keeping racers on track with knowledge, integrity, and performance. No shortcuts, no negativity, no other motives. You don't just have their word on it, you've got their name on it. So get back to having fun and get to calling Speed City. Speed City, LLC, keeping racers on track with quality service and friendship. 541-531-1222.